Let's talk with Andrew Love.
What they called him. So when he got in the car, he had asked Jalen and Jocelyn, he said, "You got the number, right?" She said, "What number? How do you know I got a number?" He said, "Yeah, that's R. Kelly's number." Now, I want you to hear what I just said to you. These girls did not know about a number. So the nephew gave them the number. When he got in the car, he was already in the car. When the girls got in the car, he asked them, did they get a number? Now, see, you got to follow the trend to know what happened. He was already in on this. So when he gave them the number, he said, "Did you get the number?" She said, "Yeah." The guy gave me the number. She said, "No." He said, "No, that's R. Kelly's number." And Jalen, he called me and said, "I got the girls." And he said, "Do you want to come pick them up?" I said, "Well, I stayed probably about 45 minutes to an hour away. We about 3 o'clock in the morning." And he said, "Well, they're probably hungry. We're going to go to the Waffle House." Anybody knows Georgia, they know it's got a Waffle House, stays open 24 hours. So when they went to the Waffle House, I told them they can go because it was early morning. They hadn't ate anything. It was at 3 o'clock and Waffle House is still open. So as long as he called me and told me everything was fine, I said, "Okay." I said, I'll come on and pick them up. He said, "No, I'm going to take to," I said, "These said, that's fine with you if I take to," I said, "Yeah, of course. Go ahead, take to the Waffle House. They probably want something. Just let me know if I owe you something." So at that time, they went to the Waffle House. He drilled Jalen to ask her, "How old are you?" And Jalen told him how old he was. He said, "Oh." He hurried up and sheared away from Jalen and went to Jocelyn and said, "Jocelyn, how old are you?" And she told him that she was 18 or 19, somewhere. I think it's 18 or 19, somewhere in that area. I'm not for sure because I don't have everything in front of me. So when he said that, he stuck his vision upon Jocelyn, not Jalen. But Jalen could sing just as better as Jocelyn or whatever, right? Because both of them could perform well. I mean, you had kids out there when Michael Jackson was younger. He was 9 and 10 years old. Usher the same way, 12 and 13, that was performing. Now, to get into that realm, I could get into that with you also. But so they end up, he called me, he said, "We're leaving the Waffle House." And it was probably about an hour later. And he said, "You want to come pick up some girl?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "What are they?" I said, "They in the back sleep. He in the back seat sleep." I said, "All right, just take him back to the hotel. I'm on my way to pick him up." Because it was probably about 5 something or 5:30 when I got there. It was early that morning when I got there, and the girls woke. They was still up. They had fell asleep in the car, but when I got there, they was all over the place. And he had told me, he said, "Man, no worries. They in that room over here. I'm over here. No worries. You ain't have no worries." So when I got there, I met him. He shook my hand. I said, "Man, how did the girls do?" "Fine, blah, 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 blah." And then my wife, of course, was with me. And also the girls was just happy, they were just happy to be in, an environment that they went to a show. And then my daughter, Jalen, said, "He's got somebody's number." I said, "Who number you get?" "So he got R. Kelly number." I said, "Give me that number, please." I said, "Okay." I said, "How you get this number?" And now you got to imagine, Jocelyn had this number for at least 2 hours before I took possession of the number. Okay. And she had a cell phone. Okay. So Lord knows I just took the card from her and not knowing that she had some type of communication with Robert during the time that I had the card. Now, we set up a meeting. It was about 3 or 4 weeks afterwards, maybe a little bit longer. We set a meeting up for my wife to meet with R. Kelly and Jocelyn. I still had Jalen and Jory at the house. Of course, we still running business and other stuff, right? So I was like, you can go out there, you're professional, just make sure when you talk to this man, just be professional and be about business. I said, but one thing I want you to do, is God is telling me that he's going to have on black and white. And I said, when you see him, if he has on black and white, you need to sit there and say, before you say anything or do anything with this man or talk to this man or whatever, right? I need you to take his hands and pray with him. So they went out there, Jocelyn and Jongelyn, my wife and Jongelyn went out there and they flew out. Cheryl Mack, London on Track mom, was his manager. She catered and made sure everything, the driver, the plane tickets, everything was done. So he flew them out there on a this is a business meeting per se, right? So when they got out there, they called and said, yeah, Dad, we out here on the West Coast and everything's nice and whatever. The driver picked us up. We went to the airplane. Cheryl has been great. She hasn't talked to Robert at all during this time frame, to my knowledge, because I was back in Georgia. So here we are, late on that night, R. Kelly performs, and they went to the show. Jocelyn and Jongelyn went to the show. So after the show, he ended up meeting with them, and he had wanted them to be in a room. Now, in this room, they stayed in the room for about 3 to 4 hours with other people was there also, by the way. They was in the room, and he talked and he laughed and he, you know, he had on black and white. When she called me, she said, I said, did you pray with him? She said, no. I said, why not? Why you didn't do that? I said, you know, sometimes God gives me a sign. I just need for you to, you know, follow suit. And God needs for you to be obedient to do that. So she said, I just didn't think about it, you know? I said, well, it's okay. I said, just tell me what happened. So she told me what happened. They stayed in this room for like 3 to 4 hours. And he was just going over things, telling Jocelyn what she needed to work on. Now, here we are again, telling her what she need to work on vocally, how she need to run and exercise, get her stuff up. So when the label and him try to put this music together, she can bring her best to the table. That's what he told them.
Okay.
So they went back to the room. At that time, you know, she was telling me all this because she woke me up. She called me twice, but I didn't answer the phone. So she called me later and then I answered the phone. So that's what the conversation was. I said, okay. So I said, when he gets back here, then we gonna, you know, go over some things. And we go from there. And now things go south.